Hey, I'm Michael, and today I'm going to show you how to solve a problem, and I'm going to show you how to solve it three different ways. What I've got here, if I can get it to focus, is a little caster wheel, and as you can see, it's broken. So I'm going to draw a new one. Okay, so how are we going to do this? The diameter of the wheel is around 30 millimeters, and it's got a rounding on it, which is, I just thumb sucked about 2 millimeters. Width is about 14 millimeters, and the hole in the middle is around 5 millimeters. I wrote it down on a piece of paper because sometimes that's the best way, just to keep those sorts of measurements at hand. Okay, so let's move over into Fusion and get going. I'm going to start with a sketch, and I'm going to select the horizontal plane. And the first thing I'm going to do is draw a circle, and I'm going to select the center diameter circle. I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to move out 28 millimeters. And let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. I'm then going to stop the sketch, move over, and then I am going to select offset plane. So construct offset plane. From this plane, I'm going to move up 7 millimeters. Select that plane, and I'm going to start a new sketch. I'm going to make sure that it's this new sketch. Yes, it is. And on that plane, I'm going to draw another center diameter circle. 30. And there you can see. Right. I'm going to stop that sketch, select that plane, construct the offset plane again, move up another 7, and draw a new sketch on that. Again, center diameter circle, 28, done. I'm going to draw one last circle, and the reason for this will be apparent later. 5, and done. Stop sketching. Alright. After this, we are going to use the loft function, and I'm going to select profiles, this one, that one, and that one. And if you look at it from the front, that's going to create that rounding on the wheel. I'm going to say OK, and there we're done. I'm going to turn the sketch back on again. I'm going to select the middle. I'm going to right click, press pull, take that, drag it all the way down. Okay. There's a hole through the middle, and that is the basics of our wheel. Turn the sketch back off again. And now the last thing I'm going to do, because it's round on the edges, not sharp, I'm going to select one of the edges. I'm going to right click, press pull, and I'm going to chamfer that 3 millimeters. I'm going to then use a control key, select the bottom edge, and select, and when you let go, it's going to then chamfer both. I'm going to say OK on that. And I want that middle to be in a little bit as well. We'll bring that into 1. Hold down the control key. You can see there's a hidden edge. You can select it. And we look at it. It's going to put a slight chamfer on there as well. And that's the first wheel done. Alright. So moving on to the second one, slightly different approach. But again, we're going to start with a sketch. This time, I'm going to select a vertical plane. I'm going to move in. And what I want, twelve and a half, which means if that's 25, that's 20, 15, 10, 5. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12 and a half. So that would be 2.5, 5, 10, 12 and a half. So that's what I'm looking for. I want that line over there. So I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to start with a line, and I'm going to start right there. From there, I'm going to move out to 11 and a half. Is it 11 and a half? Let's just pull up a calculator quickly and make sure. So we want that outer diameter to be 28, but now we're only drawing half of that, so we need to divide that by 2, which gives us 14, and then we need to subtract 2.5 from that, 11 and a half. Okay, so that is correct. I'm going to draw 2 more lines, one from here up to 14 and over to 11 and a half there. I'm going to escape to end that. And that's in line there. And 2 millimeters is out there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be the middle plus 3. What have we got here? 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be 2. So that is the midline there. Sketch. I'm going to use a spline. From there, I'm going to move out. That is, there we go. 1, 2, click. Down to there, click. Enter. And you will see how that's gone filled in color, which means that it is a closed shape. If it doesn't do that, you've done something wrong. I'm going to turn the origin back on. I'm going to sketch again, and this time I'm going to draw a line just from there up. Sorry, I don't want that one. Just delete that. Stop the sketch. Look at it from the front. So there is essentially the outline of the wheel that we want. I'm now going to create. I'm going to go to Revolve, select the profile, which is this one, select the axis, and that's why we drew that additional line. It's going to revolve all the way around and create that wheel. And as you can see, it's gone and drawn the whole thing again. We're going to click there, right click, press pull. That chamfer was 3 millimeters. Hold down the control key, select the bottom edge. It does that. And then the inside chamfer we wanted 1 millimeter. And at the bottom as well. And there you go. Right, so it's a slightly different way to draw it, and if I go back and forwards between them, you'll also see that because of the spline, it actually does create a slightly different arc. So it's not exactly the same, very, very similar, and essentially they'll do the same job. But you can see how drawing something slightly different is going to have a different effect on how it ends up. Okay, so that does take a little bit of skill and a little bit of know-how. I'm going to show you a third way to draw this. And for years, this is the way I used to draw things. It's quick, it's easy, and in my opinion, still one of the easiest ways to draw. I'm going to start off with a cylinder. I'm going to put it on that plane, and I'm going to make it 30 millimeters in diameter, and I'm going to make it 14 millimeters high. Zoom into it. I'm then going to create another one. Make sure I do it in the middle. In the middle. 5. Done. I'm then going to push it all the way through to cut the hole in. I'm going to take the top edge and I'm going to modify that, and I'm going to create a chamfer. Instead of equal distance, I'm going to tell it to do 2 distances, and I want the first one to come in 2 millimeters there, and actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll do 1 millimeter in there, and let's do 4 down. Let's see what that looks like. And I'm going to take that edge and do the same thing, and let's put it all the way there. I'm then going to take that edge, press pull to create that. And that'll give me the rounding. And the top edge, I want to do the same in a little bit more there. And again, a little bit different. Inside, press pull 1, take the bottom up, done. And this is by far the fastest way to draw, in my opinion. Again, slightly different result, as you can see, different from how the other two look. But not a bad result, and worthwhile to draw something quick and easy. This, like I said, is for years how I used to draw things to get it done. It is quick, and there really isn't any fuss about it. I still like drawing like this. What's nice about this edge here gives you a nice flat edge, and something that's 3D printed, it's quite nice to have a larger surface area on here. Seeing as this is fusion, you can obviously go back to it, and you can go and change that. So less of an edge, more of a flat area on there, but a bit of a sharper transition. And again, you can go and fiddle with that if you want. Maybe I'll leave it there. All right. So there you go. Let me get back to this one. 3 ways to draw essentially the same thing, each with their own benefits and advantages, each a little bit different. What I wanted to show you though is that there's no real correct way that you have to draw things. By thinking a little differently, you can go and draw the same thing in whichever way appeals to you the most. And that's what I wanted to show you today. I'm going to take that out, stick it on a printer, replace the wheel, and then go and fit it back on the gate. So there you have it. 3 different ways to draw the same thing, and they all have slight differences, but in the end, whatever's the easiest for you is the best way to draw it. It also just goes to show that there's no one way to do something, and you need to use different things depending on what you want to achieve. Some things are going to be easier in the one way, other things are going to be easier another way. By knowing all of those and having all those tools available to you, it means that you can apply whatever appeals to you or is the easiest or the best way to do it to what you want to do on a given day. And if you like this video, please subscribe, let your friends know about it, share this on social media. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good evening. Ooh, day. Depends on where you are when you watch it.